Crews made stops in multiple communities today who are concerned about the rising water from Hardin, Grafton, and Valmeyer in Illinois to Arnold and Kimmswick in Missouri. Towns up and down the Mississippi River are preparing for the worst.
News 4's Paige Holsey and Russell Kinsell are live tonight from areas where the water will be nearing record levels in a matter of days. We want to start with Paige, live in Grafton.
Well, throughout the day, city crews here in Grafton have been building up this berm here. This should keep water out of government buildings like City Hall there and the police station. But you can see there are businesses on the other side of this berm that have basically been sacrificed. Water has already gotten to them. We have been in and out of Grafton all month covering flooding here. Basically that entire time these businesses have had water in their basements. The city, though, just started putting this up yesterday. That's why some business owners, like those who own this red building here, started sandbagging on their own. And we saw a similar scene to that earlier today in Nutwood. Citizens taking it upon themselves to try and protect their own property. These neighbors in Nutwood are building up a sort of secondary levee just in case the Illinois River tops the Nutwood levee or breaches it. The Mississippi now backing up into the Illinois. A farmer who lives right next to the levee told me he knows his house will flood just like it did in '93 if water gets past the levee. But he's still allowing other people to use dirt from his fields to build up a wall and protect their homes, something they are so grateful for.
That we're going to do everything in our power to save our homes. I know everybody's going through hard times, but we as a community, we stick together and we're going to do this.
Back live out here in Grafton, you can see how high the water is. It's really loud because crews are trying to pump water back onto the other side of that wall. This community so much depends on tourism, so this has been really tough as a lot of these guest houses have missed out on key weekends that would have brought business in, like Memorial Day weekend. But there are still restaurants and shops that are open. It's just a little harder to get to them with this flooding. Now I want to send it out to my colleague Russell Kinsell, who continues our flooding coverage from Arnold.
Paige, I'm standing in floodwater right now from the Merrimack River off that way that's encroaching on the Starling Estates neighborhood. Over here to my left, it's already in the backyard of one particular home. With the information that the city of Arnold got today about where the river will crest on Tuesday, they now know that the water will affect 25 to 30 homes here in Arnold in several different locations. The worst they expected to get is some water in some basements, but that is a different forecast than what they had just yesterday. Now, south of here on the Illinois side of the river in Valmeyer, some folks there started evacuating as early as yesterday. Floodwater's not expected to top the Fountain Creek levee near Valmeyer, but the problem is the water that's seeping through it and flooding farm fields. So inside the former limestone mine, now known as Rock City, volunteers are filling sandbags by the thousands.
A lot of farmers are going to get hurt because the market isn't great right now anyway. Then you put on top the fact that they couldn't get crops until late because there was so much rain. And then there was too much rain and now they're going to lose a lot.
They're using a hydraulic sandbag maker and in 4 hours filled almost 4,000 bags. After the devastating flood of 1993, most of the town was rebuilt on top of the bluff, but 25 to 30 homes are still in the floodplain, and residents there have been told to pack up and move out. The sandbags are needed in case the waterlogged levee springs a leak.
So now is when we start looking and focusing on sand boils. Our levee district members, they are patrolling the levee at all times, and when a sand boil comes up, that's what these sandbags are actually used for.
The reason they moved those sandbagging operations inside that old limestone mine was because the temperature inside there was a constant 58 degrees year-round. Much better conditions for filling sandbags than outside in the 90-degree muggy weather. Now, we also hit Kimmswick today, and even though they don't have any flooding in homes or businesses, they had to cancel the big Strawberry Festival. They're going to explain why they had to do that coming up all noon on News 4 at 6. Live in Arnold, Russell Kinsell, News 4.